hello friends, welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Well, hello friends and welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Oh, hello friends and welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. We're gonna grow our coding skills one day at a time. We're not afraid to make mistakes or fall out of line. We're gonna break things down, build them back up. We're gonna learn lots of things. It's gonna be really fun. Oh, hello friends and welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Oh, hello friends and welcome to Coding Garden with CJ. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the show. Do I take requests? Not right now. Welcome to Coding Garden. As you may have noticed from the title, we don't exactly know what we're going to be working on today, but welcome to the show. If you type !working, and Nessie, thank you very much for that Twitch Prime sub. If you type this, you'll get a link, I think. Or is it? No, it's all one word. Working on. There it is. We're gonna vote. So we're gonna say hi like we always do. So it's gonna be probably about 30 or 40 minutes before we actually start coding, but we are gonna vote on what we're gonna do today. So some potential topics are control an RGB LED matrix with an Arduino in Twitch chat. One moment. This thing. So this is an RGB LED matrix. Each of the LEDs can have any RGB color. And so we would basically make it so that, hey, Supis, thank you very much for that Twitch Prime sub. And Jakob, thank you for the 100 bits, who says, have a good stream. Well, thank you, Jakob. But basically we could make it so that Twitch chat, you all that are watching right now, could run a command to set the specific color of an LED. And Hacks says, thanks for all you do, CJ. Well, thanks for being here, Hacks. And another thing is we could potentially plan a Docker tutorial. Now, I've talked about Docker on the stream before, but basically what I would do is you would potentially see behind the scenes of like the planning of a YouTube video. We'd probably spend like 20 or 30 minutes just coming up with a lesson plan, and then we'd do the thing. So there's that. Callum says entropy chat needs some love. You're right. So Friday we're either going to work on entropy chat or inventory app. You're right. Julian, thank you for the 50 bits. You all are great. Thank you for the supports. But the one thing about entropy chat is there's a lot of upfront work that needs to be done off stream, like coming up with the privacy policy and different things like that. Crom, thank you for the sub. And Funny Dude, thanks for the gifted subs. What just happened? Come on, Funny Dude. Funny Dude, thank you so much. 25 gifted! Are you kidding me? Okay, you're gonna break me. Can we just get some hearts in the chat? Thank you, Funny Dude, for all you do. We need to get a frog on the screen at some point. We don't have that yet. Wow. Just send all the hearts that you have. I've got the coding heart. What else I got? I've got the Florin heart. I think Florin's hanging out with us today. What else do I got? I got the Seth heart, Seth Drum's heart. We also got the Boga Pecan. And what else we got? CBC love. And what else do we got? Instafluff love. And what else do we got? Mitch B. I got gifted a sub to Mitch B. He's a drummer. Who else? Very handsome Billy, of course. All the hearts. Thank you for the supports. I'll go back through them. I think a lot of stuff happened when I wasn't here. And Jeff, thank you for the 2-month resub. Coding heart. Much appreciated. Yes, but those are the plan a Docker tutorial. The other thing is there been some requests about just like what is Express middleware, and so we could do a tutorial on what is Express middleware and how to make your own middlewares and stuff like that. And then lastly, well, DevTerp, you already have a sub, don't you? Working on is just all one word, exclamation mark, working on. And then lastly, we could potentially also build a React CRUD app using React and hooks. That could be fun. Yeah. Oh, nice. That's good to hear, Alex. And I hope you feel better. My VODs are keeping you alive. Okay. So, let me see. So what's the longest I can set a Twitch poll for? 10 minutes. Yeah, 10 minutes. So, it's going to have to be closer to when we're done saying hello to everyone is when I'll start the poll. Because I want people to trickle in so everybody can have a chance to vote, and then we'll start the poll. But not right now. Not right now. I don't hate React. We don't hate here. We just strongly dislike. That's all. That's all. There is no language hate. Cool. Well, thank you, Legion. Thanks for being here. All right. If you're new here, can I get a smile in the chat? There's a lot of people here. I've hidden the viewer count, so I don't know how many people are watching, but that's a lot of chats. A lot of people are saying things, and that's great. I appreciate you all for being here. Well, welcome. Who's that? Six Facts and Shake and Mythic Soul in Linux Shire. Welcome. What's up, Russia and Orange Toy Guns in Berkeley? Yeah, these are all new names. Usually I get trolled, but I feel like I haven't seen your names before. Welcome to the show. I know you, Sequel Gardster. I know you. What's up, Legion and Crom? And Usher. No, but I feel like smiling. Nice. Was on Coding Garden YouTube 5 minutes ago. Nice. Welcome, Late World. Welcome to the show. Welcome back, ZZB. Welcome back. Okay, so let's all. Eugene says, your content is very interesting. I found you on the coding train. Nice. Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Schiefman, who I haven't heard from in a while. Hopefully he's doing okay. But check out the coding train on YouTube, an amazing YouTube channel. Amazing. Smile. All right, can everyone join me in playing the drop game? If you type exclamation mark drop me, hey, Percelsior, thank you for that Twitch Prime resub. He says much love. But if you say drop me, it will drop your avatar, like so. And if it lands in the coding garden, oh my goodness, rigged, hacks. But if it lands in the center, your name will be on the screen. Look at that. I'm the best player at this game ever. Look at me. Good job, DJ McMuffin 420. Nice work. There's not that many drops in the garden. For all the drops that are happening, DQ, thank you for those 40 bits. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. It's pretty good. I got quite a bit of sleep. Function Jarvis, great work. Alex, great work. So you, nice job. Funny dude with the little one. And Be Matter. Well, that's a good one. So you can play the drop game throughout the stream. That's always fun. Amari Codes, great job. Bingo Bob, good job. And Shore Sea Web with the upgraded sub, originally from Funny Dude. I appreciate everyone that is upgrading their subs, because that means that you probably like me, and I appreciate that. And DJ McMuffin, thanks for the bits. How can you stream so early in the morning? These are the sacrifices I make in life. Because if I stream in the evenings, then I have no time to spend with my partner after work. So I have to wake up early. I usually only get like 5 hours of sleep, and then I'm well rested. So I'm a morning person. I'll say that. I'm also a late night person. I basically don't sleep. Thank you all for the hype train. Great work, everyone. Oh, Twitch subs for sure. Yeah. I have 40 Patreon patrons, and I have over 1,000 Twitch subs. I think one of the greatest things is that people can gift subs. And 32 subs and 465 bits. Thank you all for the supports. But yeah, so like super generous people like Funny Dude. I don't want to miss any names, but there are like Revive Newt gifts a lot. Bosifius gifts a lot. The She-Boss gifts every now and then. Shines Love, I believe, gifts, and there's John. Like, there's a lot of people in the community here that just gift. Like, let's see. Yeah, I got the top 3. I remembered the top 3 without being able to see it. DJ CJ with 12 gifted. Well, thank you, DJ CJ. Fishy Coding with 11 gifted. The She-Boss with 11 gifted. Procrastinator Mastermind with 10 gifted. Shaye with... Yeah, so all of these people keep the coding garden going. And so on Patreon, people can't gift subs. So... it's just people that want to support me, and it's actually less. But yeah, sleep is overrated. Cool. I need to thank all of these supports. This is insane. And Olaf, Olaf as well. Olaf's new around here, but I appreciate you. And thanks for the gift to DJ McMuffin. Okay, so the She Boss, thank you for that gifted sub. I appreciate you for being here. Danny Lauren, thanks for the 75 bits. Nessie with the 4-month Twitch Prime resub. That's dedication. You're clicking that button 4 months in a row. That's great. Thank you, Nessie. And Supis, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Jakob with the 100 bits. Hacks with the 4-month tier 1 resub. Thanks for all you do, CJ. Well, thank you for being here. Callum with the 100 bits. Julian with the 50 bits. John, funny dude. Funny dude. And Procrastinator Mastermind. Hey, thanks for the 100 bits. But funny dude with the 25 gifted. I really don't know what I've done to deserve all this love, but I appreciate you all. I really do appreciate it. I thank you. Thank you much. And awaited, thank you for the bits. Today I programmed a Johnny 5 LCD display. Well, that's what we would use for this. Oh no. Himura, thank you for the bits, and Shranch, thank you for the bits. So I have a new screen set up, and I just thought it was falling. Oh no, but it's not. It's okay. It's okay. I literally thought my LCD was about to fall down. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I just need to adjust the tension. Everything's fine. Oh no. Wait. Where's that? Oh. Made this one. Allen wrench. Oh no. Okay. It's good now. Everything's fine. Everything's fine, everyone. I used my Allen wrench. Everything's fine. No, but so here's the thing. I installed this monitor yesterday or day before yesterday, and no, we're not dropping screens today. No, and it's amazing. Okay, so it used to be. So here's the camera. Here's my screen. My screen used to be down there, and now it's like here. It's in my line of sight. Yeah, it's I don't know if it's hydraulic or spring tension. It's really nice, whatever it is. I dropped some good money to support my good monitor, but I tightened it. I used the Allen wrench. It shouldn't fall down anymore. Okay, Callum, thank you for the 100 bits. Julian, thank you for the 50 bits. Again, funny dude, thank you for the 25 gifted. Crom with the 1-month tier 1 sub. DJ McMuffin with the 100 bits. Limitless with the 2-month resub. Thank you, Limitless, for being here. Jeff with a 2-month Twitch Prime resub. Procelsior with the 3-month Twitch Prime resub. D Hugh with the 40 bits. DJ McMuffin with 100 bits. Olaf with the gifted sub. Procrastinator Mastermind with 100 bits. Awaited with 100 bits. Himura with the sub. Thank you, Himura. And Shoranch with 100 bits. Thank you all for your supports. Okay, that was scary. I need to take a breath. I need to do a setup tour pretty soon. So it's been a slow process. I've been rearranging and cleaning my basement. Like it is. My basement is in no shape to show people. It's very messy. And Jakob, thank you for the 100 bits. 25 gifted. Drops monitor and gets a new one. Thug life. Thank you, Jakob. What's Impy? What's up, Impy? No, what is Impy? What is up, Impy? There is no topic just yet. We're going to vote on it in a little bit. If you look at the working on, these are the things we're going to vote from. Okay. Yes. All right. We need to acknowledge these follows. So it's getting to a point where I can't acknowledge every single follow in the stream. So I gotta make it happen. So I do it in batches. There have been 25 people that have followed in the last 30 minutes, and I appreciate you all. I guess 39 minutes ago. Ved, thanks for that follow. Martin, thank you for following. Shifres, thanks for the follow. Solar True, thanks for being here. Manny the Pro, hello. O's Plague, what's up? Orange Toy Guns, thanks for being here. Zorgon, hello. And Radit, hello. What's up? And thanks for the follow. And Side Backflip. And Mr. Rongoose, hello. And 1 Million Gamer. And Mythic Soul. And 8 Hertz WAN IP, thanks for being here. Elite World, thank you for that follow. Pawlowski, hello. Obadano, thanks for being here. Bima, hello. Rain, thanks for that follow. Robo User, hello. Ohuggy Man, welcome. And Yule, thanks for that follow. Rick and Dev, thanks for being here. And Flack TV, thank you all for those follows. We have quite a few redemptions as well. This is also another thing that I get way behind on. But Darth, thank you for that posture check. Oh, thank you. Yeah, 1 million gamer says, thanks for the great content. Well, thanks for being here. All right. Bizarrius with the stretch. Let's all take a stretch. Higher. Yeah, I could raise the prices. It also, it's tricky. It's tricky. And Golden Way, thank you for the stretch as well. Whew. For Bowser. That's funny to me. But Robo user, of course. Johnny Java, thank you for the upgraded sub. I appreciate you. Bowser? That's pretty. That's funny. Regardless, I know it's not how to pronounce it, but that's funny. Okay. B Matter, thank you for the hydrate. We're going invisible. Hashir with the posture check. K Weekmon with the hydrate. Cheers. Oh, and people ask what I'm drinking. This is yerba mate. We have actually, if you are a sub, you can join me in dropping the coding yerba. That. Yeah, we're still at the intro. What's up, Lechi? If you're not a sub, I think you can do, what's the there's like a Twitch drink. Like a Twitch energy drink? Drink purple. Yeah, you can drop the drink purple. That's like the generic version of this, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Thank you, K-Weekmon. How you doing? I feel like it's been a while since you've been here. Golden Way, also with a posture check. And we got a whole lot of hydrates. Let's just hold on to these. People can remind me to redeem the hydrates, I guess. I don't know. This code rocks. Thank you for the hydrate. Tiny DN. Cheers. Hamza. Cheers. And that's enough beverages. All right. We still need to say, I mean, it's an energy drink can, I guess. I don't know. We still need to say hi to everyone. But Murdoch with 100 bits who says redeem the hydrates. All right, I'll listen to you, Murdoch. Thank you for the bits. Look at all those nice little cheer motes. A game stream? Oh, we have things to vote on. I thought about this I collected this list over about 30 minutes of reviewing Vox and just thinking about. No worries, She.Moe. We're still just getting started. All right. And hello, Rick-Happy. Welcome to the show. Let's say hi to everybody. And I did fix my overlay. It should fix that issue where when things were deleted, it actually broke stuff. But regardless, wait, what did we add to the regex last time? Bogahay. Yeah. There's a lot of Bogahay. Bogahay. Hey. Okay, I have no idea why this is happening. My cursor moves to the end. Oh, buddy. Something just happened. I don't know what it is. Shines Love with 100 bits. Wait, did that actually work? Did that actually do the drop? Good day. How's it going? All right, so we're going to say hello to everyone. This has filtered the chat to say, if you say, hi, hello, hey, morning, afternoon, evening, howdy, good day, coding hayo, vohayo, or bogahay, any of these things, I will acknowledge you. But we're going back in time. We're going back to 46 minutes ago. The first person officially to say hello in the chat was Utori. Congrats to Utori. Good morning. Let's have a great stream. Thank you for the encouragement. And Matrix, the second person to say hi. What's up, Matrix? And Asiri. And Function Jarvis, thanks for being here. And Sharon Cherry, hello. And Draculente, how's it going? What's up, Turtle Monkey? Sequel Gordster, and The Real Doofy, and Florin Pop. Shout out to Florin Pop. I think the link was posted in the chat earlier, but Florin is a streamer here on Twitch as well. He streams coding. And he comes from the land of YouTube, just like I do. Greeting before stream starts. That's cheating. Well, you know, I guess there's nothing I can do. My overlay was open, so the message is saved. And Chad, how's it going? Hello, Mickey, and Bazarius, and Funny Dude, and Venetias. Welcome to the show. Hello, Someone Amazing, and Deb Terp, and Ed, and Slake, and Shines Love, and Danny, and Mark, and Eternal Dev Coder, and Olaf. Good morning. What's up, Sloth Emperor? How's it going? I like that emote. It's Very nice. Very nice. What's up, Twazo? First try. Hello, JDM and Shrika and Chris and Limitless and Danielle and Bato and Shake and This Code Rocks and Schnappy and Taru and Ramir and FV Bomel and Nej and Alka. Hello, Alka. How's it going, Alka? I think we got a shout out for Alka. Automatic. We have a lot of automatic shout outs here. But check out Alka. And I feel, Alka, did you actually stream your 11-year celebration? Because I looked for the Twitch notification and I never got it. And I checked your Discord and I don't see any info on it. I think it was something about, like, your throat wasn't feeling that great. No? Okay. Well, I'm waiting for it to happen. I will tune in, Alka. Actually, no. I'm saving my Twitch Prime sub for you. I literally, like, my Twitch Prime sub is ready to go, but I haven't been able to use it for, like, 2 weeks because you didn't stream. So, you should stream. And what's up, Terrazoid? And Aaron and Rasha and the She-Boss and S-Fox, who says, just dropping by to say hi. I haven't been able to tune in because of the times. These are some times. Anyway, happy... hope you have a nice stream. Thank you, S-Fox. Thanks for dropping by. And yes, sir. How's it going? Hello, Proxin. And Richard. Good morning. Hello, I'm Linguin. And Coding 60 Plus. Welcome to the show. Hello, Lou. It says, hi, all. Everything is going to be okay. Thank you, Lou. Thanks for the reminder. Can everyone just help everyone else remember that everything is going to be okay? Just type, everything is going to be okay. Heart. Whatever your favorite heart is. Just remind everyone. No matter what's happening, no matter what, everything's going to be fine. It's all going to be fine. What's up, Milky Dev? Thanks for being here. Everything's going to be chill. It will all be okay. And Kuzi, how's it going? Hello, Jezu. And Main Roamer Player. Hello. What's up, Drossblock? And Orange Toy Guns. Boga hey. Boga hey. What's up, Mutant Spew? And MB Dealer. And Doc. Hello, hello. What's up, Doc? And JPAR. I like purple because purple is the best color. Changed my mind. Well, you would definitely get along with Florin because Florin likes purple as well. The smallest seed ever. I don't even see. Oh, is it down there? Look at that. Look at that leet seed. All the way in the bottom. And JPAR, how's it going? What's up, Kyle? Kai Clinton Gaming, welcome. Hello, Joe Taze and K Weekman. Lechi, how you been? I've been pretty good. I have been pretty good. I have a new stream schedule, so now it's just Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So, I mean, my weekend was actually very productive. So that's a thing, because usually I stream for like 7 hours on Saturday and then my weekend shot. But I had a good weekend, got a lot done. And Adamate, welcome to the show. Hello, Ricky and Marco and Adrian and Casper and Luciano. And Unfair, and Kurdo, and Jonah Joe, and Code Rotor. Which add-ons show JavaScript console values in the console? Yeah, it's called Quokka. Quokka.js. This is a really cool plugin. They have support for multiple editors like VS Code and WebStorm and Atom and Sublime Text. But this, I'll show you a quick preview. It will basically show you the output of console logs and the output of the current values of various variables. Right inside of your editor, which is pretty sweet. Quokka. And Crisp Salt. Hello, chat. Hello, how's it going? What's up, Howard? Please light up my mood at the official... at the office. This darn IP security stuff. Well, hopefully you're feeling a little bit better by hanging out with us. But we are going to get some stuff going. I think it works... actually, I don't know if it works with TypeScript. No idea, Litho. Same math. How's it going? From London. Very good. Thanks for being here. Emote. Hello. What's up to Praz and Hacks and so much Clark and Jeff and Callum who says, well, no more work today, I guess. Well, I fall into that trap around like 3 or 4 p.m. It's just like, it's so close to the end of the day. And I'm like, do I really want to get more done? I could just do it tomorrow. I don't know. And what's up, Cybersonic? And I wanted to make a chat out for both desktop and Android. Suggest me anything. Thanks. If you like Vue, Quasar, they have cross-platform apps. They do use Cordova, I think. So Cordova is like a hybrid mobile bridge. But they also have a builder for Electron apps. And that's if you like Vue. If you're into React, you could try something like Ionic. These are things to look into. Should you use them? I don't know. That's up to you. But you can look into those things. And what's up, Netty Socket and John and PCM Commander? Hello. And Mitzik. Hello. What's up, Eugene and Folky Bits and Julian? Hello. What's up, Aknot and Carpy and Benjamin and White Legend and Shot in the Dark? Any recommendations for a UI library? Wasn't sure if there were any good options outside of Bootstrap. Yeah. This is actually like This could be YouTube content. We could just show a bunch of CSS libraries. No. No YouTube content. This is just for you, Shot in the Dark. One you can check out is called Bulma CSS, named after the character from Dragon Ball Z. But it's similar to Bootstrap in that it's a CSS framework that provides styles and styles. And so you have things like, if you look at, was it elements? Yeah, if you look at button, these are Bulma buttons. And they work in the same way that they would in Bootstrap. You just add a class to them. So Bulma is one. Is Foundation still a thing? Do people still use Foundation? Anybody in the chat, do you use Foundation? I don't know. I haven't heard of anybody using it in a long time. Clarity. Oh, I've never... Is that a CSS framework? Crazy Alex says they use Foundation. Cool. Yeah, Tailwind is one I'll show too. Materialize... Yeah, Tailwind is the new hotness, but I don't know. I think it is. It's. I don't know. I have opinions. Okay, but Bulma, check out Bulma. There's also Foundation, which again works in a very similar way. If you check out the docs, and then just look at Foundation for sites. And then you can look at things like general... I always like to look at buttons. If I show the buttons... Yeah, if you look at the buttons, you can see how this framework works. And Smite, thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. This is how the buttons in Foundation look. But it's very similar. You literally just add a button class and they look like it. Clarity Design System. I actually haven't heard of this. UX Guidelines, HTML, CSS Framework, and Angular Components. Oh, let's look at their buttons. Oh, very nice. Look at that. A solid button, an outline button, and a flat button. Yeah. Another popular one is Materialize CSS. I haven't used this in a very long time, but I saw people mention it in the chat, so I assume people are still using it. Does it still have a dependency on jQuery? Get started. Bower. Templates. Sass. JavaScript. Did they remove their dependency on jQuery? Did anybody say in the chat? For some things, yes, it still requires jQuery. Okay, yeah, cool. But Materialize CSS, I mean, we could talk about this for days, but the thing is, Materialize is an implementation of the material design guidelines. Material design itself is not a CSS framework. Material design is a design language that was created by Google, and you can go to materialdesign.io. You can look at their guidelines. Yeah, look at the material guidelines. And this is literally just a bunch of guidelines around like how to use color, how to use shape, how to use icons and motion and interactivity, and what you should do for layout. This is literally just a description of all these things. It's like, this is how you should do it. And so this is the specification. Go to material.io, that's the specification. And then Materialize is one implementation of that specification. So there's Materialize. There's also Material, or MDL Lite, which is actually from Google. Material Design Lite. I believe this is from Google. But this also is a CSS framework. You could take a look at the components, look at those buttons, but these are classic like material design buttons, right? And if you look at the buttons for Materialize, they look mostly the same. They're showing some different color examples, but this is from the material design guidelines, and they're just two different people implemented it with CSS. Yeah, and so Material UI is also an implementation of the material design guidelines, but for React specifically. So I use this at work because I write React at work. But Material UI, again, let's look at that button. Look at that beautiful material button. It looks pretty much exactly the same, but this provides a React component that you can use. And so there are different levels of styling. I don't know. I should stop talking about this. We gotta keep saying hi. Yeah, I mean, so if you're in the React world, you would use something like Material UI. If you're in the Vue world, you would use something like Vuetify, which is a fantastic component framework, but this is specifically for Vue, and they implement the material design guidelines. I could basically overwhelm you with millions of options. I would say if you know Bootstrap, probably just use Bootstrap. But if you don't like, if there's something you don't like about Bootstrap, these are some other things you can look into. But yeah, you specifically use Vuetify with Vue. You specifically use Material UI with React. And then if you're not using Vue or React, you might use something like Materialize or something like MDL Lite. Okay, I'll mention Tailwind CSS, but that's all I will do. I will just mention it. It is a thing. Let's look at their buttons. Here's the thing. Do they even have buttons? You'd have to look at something like Tailwind UI to see a button. Let's see. Can I see a button? Button. Simple button example. Okay, so this is in their examples. You can make a button look like this. But here's the thing. With Tailwind, you could literally make a material design button. You could literally make a button that looks like the buttons in Clarity Design. You could literally make a button that looks like the buttons from Milligram or anywhere else. Like, Tailwind is not a specific UI component library. It is just utilities. And you can see that this is how they got this blue button. They basically just added a bunch of CSS properties. I realize these are CSS classes, but behind the scenes, each one of those things is just one CSS property. But you can make all kinds of buttons. Look at that. Yeah. So that's Tailwind. That's it. That's let's keep saying hi. We took too long. Oh yeah. I got 80K subs on YouTube. Thank you, Rand, for that. It's crazy. I gained 16,000 subscribers in the last 30 days. I'm blowing up. If you're not subscribed, think about it. You don't have to subscribe. Only subscribe if you really want to. If you really want to, you can check it out there. I'm popping off. Is it a gold one? I think it's a silver play button. A gold is like 1 million, right? That's way far off. If ever. Will we be even alive when that happens? I don't know. The Sheboss was there from the start. This is true. Gold is 1 million. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. But thank you for that question, Shot in the Dark. Hopefully that was helpful. And really, the search term that you need is CSS framework. That's what Bootstrap is. And if you just search that, there we go. 15 best CSS frameworks for developers in 2020. You can find mini blog posts like this to look at different ones. Let's see. They mentioned Bootstrap. They mentioned Foundation. They mentioned Pure CSS. I didn't show that one. That one's pretty cool. We showed Bulma. Semantic UI is another good one. UI Kit. I've maybe heard of that. We showed Materialize. There's Milligram. I've used Skeleton before. Skeleton is super simple, and it hasn't been updated in like 2 years, but it doesn't need to be because it's so simple. There's Tailwind. Never heard of Spectre. I might have seen Base before, but there's a ton. Search for CSS framework. You'll find what you need. Okay. What's up, Blue? And Josh, and Xpalma, and OneDrive, and Alex the Hazard, and Constave. What's up, Constave? I haven't checked my Discord. I don't know if you've messaged me. I'll take a look. And HB, how's it going? What's up, Gashur? And GM Awesome. And Rogrease, and Saland, and Ike. Or Ike. Not sure. Or Ike. Hey, how's it going? What's up, Zargon? BMX light controller. BMX? You can attach it to your wheel of your bike? And Enzo, oh yeah, I'm glad you like my videos. Thanks for being here. What's up, Pranjal? I broke something in production, and I am so much scared of my manager now. Listen, if you broke something in production, it's not your fault, because there should be things in place that prevent you from breaking something in production. And if you're not the senior developer, it's not your fault. It's your manager's fault or your team lead's fault for setting up an environment where someone could break production. Oh, nice. Great work, Dad of Dom. App is going to be released in the App Store. Yeah. And Diffradev, how's it going? What's up, Crom? And Yukarai, and Kabanks, and Pavat. Please build a torrent client from scratch. I'm not going to do that, but just check out WebTorrent. And search YouTube for it. Because Faraz, an amazing open sourcer, this guy, has built a ton of open source stuff. He's actually the person behind Standard.js, but he built WebTorrent. So, check that out. Shorty B, the 2-month sub. Love the wholesome content. Well, thank you for being here. Oh, yeah. So he made that whole funding fiasco where it would output things when you install things with NPM. Yeah. What's up, Sourcey Web and Legion? I found you on YouTube. I really like your content. Thank you, Legion. Thanks for being here. What's up, Depopom and Dan and OK Otter and Gavin and Alex and Rogue Soul and Pedro and Binko Bob and Loco Dev and Trample and Dave Hall Online and Sawtooth and Daharka and Procrastinator Mastermind and Porge and ACM and what's up, Vish and Arboff and Sven and the real Greg. Welcome, Greg. And hello, Murdoch and Infi and Awaited and Seba and Andres and Bima. He says, I'm trying to learn how to make functional login and register system for my project. Maybe we could do something like that. Not today, Bima. You could search my YouTube channel. I've done stuff on login before, but not today. What's up, Recappy and She.Maway and Drunk Time Lord and Mscafo and Leet World and Zelius and Golden Way. Hello. Can I get a quick review of what's going on in the last few streams? It varies. Like Monday was a Q&A stream. Friday, what did we do Friday? Oh, that was a chill stream. We just coded whatever. We worked on the drop game on Friday. Wednesday, I think we might have done a Code Kata stream in the morning. It varies. You can look at the VODs. Content. And D-Hugh, how's it going? Monday was a one question and answer stream. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, on Monday we did a Q&A stream, but I only answered one question. People still seem to like it though, I guess. I don't know. What's up, D-Hugh? Eudaimonia, how's it going? You learned destructuring. That's good. What's up, Pseudo and Skipper and Ergnot and Berkeley? Bogahay Lukes, how's it going? What's up, Supus and Shredevops, Senior DevOps, Sir DevOps. What's up? And Hikonch, how's it going? Shot in the Dark, thanks for the ideas. Haven't used any yet and was looking at options to learn. Thanks for the help. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah. No worries. Thanks for the bits. Arancia, how's it going? Hello, The Oxt and Lost Boy and Leaner and Beta and Juan and Emant and Lost and Zumbo. Hello, Melky Dev, who says good morning. Let's get this Wednesday stream. And shout out to Melky Dev. He's a member of our Live Coders team, and he's a good dude and entertaining to watch on Twitch. Check him out. He's last working on Snack Chat. What's up, Boardwalk? Long-time YouTube watcher, first time catching a stream. Well, welcome to the show. And hello, Thon. What did I do this weekend? I cleaned my house and I arranged and I built some things. Yeah, so I actually I surprised my partner. So she's been pretty down that she can't work from like coffee shops and stuff like that. So I took a little section of our dining room and I turned it into a coffee shop. And it's nice and cozy. There's plants and like some nice chill lighting. And I put if you've ever heard of like Coffeetivity, like the what do you call it? There's a thing that is like coffee shop noises that you can just put on in the background. Coffeetivity is one of them. You can also just search YouTube and find a video about it. But yeah, so if you're used to working in coffee shops, this is very useful. So that's nice. So like I hid speakers so you couldn't see them, so it gave it the ambiance of a coffee shop. And I got some nice smelling candles. So and then I brewed some coffee so it smelled like I tried to make it like a coffee shop basically. So that's what I did. Most of my Saturday, or was it Saturday or Sunday? I don't even remember when I did it, but most of that day was spent doing that. Yeah. I tried my best. I surprised her too. So I set up a curtain so she couldn't see in. I was like, don't look in. Do not peek. It's going to be a surprise. She had no idea what was going to happen. Yeah. Why does she see two chats on the TV? Oh, because this for anybody that's new, this is why. So on the right-hand side, I am currently 15 minutes behind on chat. If you're still here, a lot of people tune out because there's so much happening. But I'm currently 15 minutes behind on chat, and currently the chat I'm looking at over here is filtered to only show me chats where people have said hello, and it only shows one message from a person. So we're 15 minutes behind. We're saying hi to every person that has said hi. The left-hand side, this side is the live chat. So this is chat as it's happening, and I mainly leave this up so that out of the corner of my eye I can respond if somebody says something relevant to what I'm talking about on this side. It's a thing, but this is live. This is old. That's basically what it is. Yeah, my partner is a tech lead. She does programming and coding. And what's up, Naptakar? And thank you for the question. And hello, Noel Robot. Welcome to the show. Hello, Naptakar and Trebezo and Shmashmai, who says tips for starting to learn Webpack. Thank you, XWeb. Thanks for that Twitch Prime sub. Tips for starting to learn Webpack. Honestly, don't do it from scratch. I mean, I think Webpack 4 has like 0 config, but if typically you need Webpack for something like a React app or a Vue app, and both of those things have something in the ecosystem that already sets up Webpack for you. So just use that, unless you're writing your own library and you need like a custom build process. But yeah, use a boilerplate. Honestly. Because, yeah, the majority of your job is not updating a Webpack config. It is actually building applications, not configuring them. I guess it depends, but for the most part. What's up, Veronica? And the Sloth, switch from another stream. You're really silent. Am I? What's up, Roger Voth? Check your volume, I guess. I don't know. And Bach Bogan, how's it going? Hello, to watch. And Scrabble Kitty, first time watching on Twitch. On the Twitch. Welcome to the Twitch. I watched you on Coding Chain and then checked out your YouTube. Very cool. You helped me finally understand Reduce. I'm glad. If I could do anything in this lifetime, if that's one thing that I did, then that's great. I'm proud of that accomplishment. I teach people Reduce. Right? Configuring Webpack is like its own little job. What's up, Chad? Oh, Chad was streaming last night. Shout out to Chad. I tuned in for a split second, but I was busy, so I didn't get to watch the whole thing. Yeah, Chad was doing some pair programming in Vue. Okay. Masapa, how's it going? What's up? Shramano, have I ever heard of Svelte? Yep, I've done a couple videos on Svelte. What's that last CLI or tool you made? I don't know. What's up, Feistram? I made a CLI tool for generating a now config a while back. That was probably it, and now that thing's outdated. What's up, JCVD, and Richie, and Nookie Poo, and Josh Cooper Tech? All right, speed run, because, yeah, we've been live close to an hour, and then we got to write some code. Fiddlewalk, how's it going? Hello, Techie. Figured out a way to convert Versal serverless for URL shortener. Oh, cool. Yeah, what's up, Techie? And Chromium, and Dad of Dom, congrats. What's up, Abalash, and Dev Henrique, and Jorge, and Ludragon, and Nisar, and Swilson. He says, thanks for the streams, you're welcome. What's up, Chad with a C? And Thondakar, and Josh Era, and Dr. Phantom, and Alex Clark Games, and Jordan the Coder, and Kev Kai, and Fantasy Teapot, and Wanma, and Psychic Yardstick. Did I say howdy to your partner? My partner is asleep right now. And what's up, XWEP? Beginning my freelance career next week. Nice. Congrats, XWEP. And thanks for the support. Was it a Twitch Prime sub? Yeah, thanks for the Twitch Prime. You rock. What's up, Dobby? And Cleverly says, you look dope. Oh, thank you. What's up, Gazumped? My favorite yerba mate flavor. It is, now, this is not an ad, but it's classic gold. Right there, classic gold. So here's the thing. This company makes a lot of different yerba mates. They make, there's a raspberry flavored one. There's a mint one that I actually do like, but this one, classic gold, and it's carbonated. So if you ever want to buy me yerba mate, this is the one. I'll drink the other ones. The other ones are still good, and they have a lot of caffeine in them, but this is the one that gets me going, for sure. Looks like upside down leaves. It's a moth. All right, we're almost caught up on hellos. Feistran, how's it going? What's up, the Rufa? And Ahmed and Mayasin. We did it, everyone. Okay, now's your chance. If I have not said hello to you, just say hi. Just say hi, I'll say hello. You have 1 minute. I'm going to set a 1 minute timer. If you haven't said hi, I will say hi. What's up, Sky Color? And Orca Daisy. And Always Blue, and Swooper, and Ashayam, and Joram, and Amarand, and Master, and Johnny, and Raven Master, and Will, and Oxygen. What's up, Dolderer, and Jeff Bezos, and Lemon, and Hayes, and Uro, and Hayden Hook, and P1, and Navon, and Telsky, and Pratik, and Agent, and Sid. What's up, Misfit? And XAGV, and Crazy Glue, and Dave, and Jim McDonald. It's been a while. Welcome to the show. And Crispy Rebel, hello, on the team Node.js. What's up, Pratik, and Salamini, and Sincili? Mr. TJ458, thank you very much for that Twitch Prime sub. Okay, that's good. if at any point you feel like saying hi, feel free to say hi. What's up, Lakshman and Dundradons and Refactorer? It's been a while for you too. Look at that founder badge. Look at that founder badge. But it's been a while since you've been in the chat. Welcome. Betta, how's it going? Okay. And Alexon, hello. I'm going to acknowledge these follows. But I'm telling you, it's going to get away from me. Gaspachero, thanks for being here. Ripoff, thanks for the follow. Balblood, thanks for the follow. Hadrimi, thanks for the follow. Recent online, hello. What's up, Jam and Zandeep and Erorth and Tiny Duckman. Excuse me. And Init, Dev, thanks for the follows. Such Wow, hello. Giaher Maled, hello. Lost Boy, what's up? What's up? Arcade, thank you for that follow. Glasscar, thank you. Cleverly, thank you. Shetty Bear, much appreciated. The Yorkshire Beard, hello. Resolute, thanks for being here. Shokalin, thanks for being here. Carl, hello. What's up, Hanks? And Swoop, thanks for the follow. Colin, hello. Always blue, always blue, always blue. And XWEP, thank you all for those follows. Now, I probably should have started the voting sooner, but D. Thompson Dev, what's up, dude? When I see CJ on, I have to run and check out the stream and the positive vibes. Well, thanks for being here. Yeah, and shout out to D. Thompson Dev. They stream every now and then here on YouTube as well, with like career advice and all kinds of stuff. Danny Larn with the 75 bits. Thank you very much. What were you doing last, D. Thompson Dev? 5 business owners answering questions and discussing how they grew their businesses. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, we're going to vote. So we're going to vote on what I'm actually going to be working on. Not vote. We're going to make a poll, and then you will vote. I make the poll, you vote. That's how this works. What to do. Here are our options. We will control an RGB LED matrix with an Arduino. So we have this. Each one of these is an individually addressable RGB LED, and we can hook it up so that Twitch chat will be able to set the color of a specific LED, LED on it. So there's that. Part of that, I don't know if we'll have time, but it would be fun to make like a web-based pixel art creator. So basically, on a web page, you would have a bunch of squares like this, and then on the web page, you could change the color. That would output some sort of message that you could paste in the chat, and then that message could be interpreted and then display whatever you drew on this LED thing. There's that. There's also plan a Docker tutorial. So, like I mentioned, I don't have anything prepared, so we'll probably spend 20 minutes coming up with like objectives and a lesson plan and preparing all of our examples and resources, and then we'll actually just do a tutorial on Docker. But like I said, I'm not prepared, so we'll have to prepare it. Lesson on Express middleware. So people have asked about this before, like if you ever wanted to know like how does the cores middleware work? Or how does the logger middleware work? Or what is a middleware? When do I need a middleware? Why middleware? We'll answer that question. And then also we could just build a CRUD app with React and hooks. That's the plan. Okay, will this fit? Let's see. No, crew. Here. Oh, the lesson? Planning could be done off camera too. This is just the preparation, not the lesson itself. Oh, I mean, I've used Docker enough to teach the basics of Docker. I have. Okay, we're gonna do a 5-minute poll. Here we go. And I'm gonna let you spin bits. Should I? Is this sellout? Is this sellout if I let you spin bits on what we do? It is, I mean, I don't even have to ask. It is selling out. It is Docker or Riot. Sell out. That's just voting fraud. Okay. Let's see. Now, I don't need it. Look at all this support we've already gotten today. I do not need to coerce you with voting on things. Okay, 5-minute poll. Here we go. It is sellout. It's a pay to play kind of thing. So vote now. If you're on mobile, you should be able to click at the top. And the vote thing will drop down, I believe. Can anyone let me know what are the chat commands? I think you can do like vote. Yeah, I think it's /vote, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna vote for the React app. So /vote 4, and then and that works too. Yeah, Murdoch's got it. /vote and then the number you want. And it is not 0 indexed. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I have to mail in my vote? I was gonna say no politics, but that's like a thinly veiled thing. Are you even from the U.S., funny dude? But hey, no politics. No politics. Hey, Eudaimonia, thank you for the 200 bits. Oh, well, thank you, Wanma. I don't know what to vote. If you don't know, I guess don't vote, so that way people that do have an opinion will get to decide it. While I upload the to-do to YouTube. To-do? Shot in the dark. Thank you for the 50 bits. Take my bits. The thing is, all of these will get done eventually. Eventually. But only one of them is going to get started today. Are we going to finish it? I don't know. I totally forgot to, though. While this is happening, your decision to vote on React shifted the scale to React. It typically does. You're right. I've muddied the waters. I have coerced people into voting for that thing. Hurry, everyone, vote on RGB LED matrix. Type vote 1. Vote number 1. It's currently losing by 7 votes. Please don't make me do Docker. Please. I mean, I don't mind. Okay, while you all are doing that, I need to publish a YouTube video. Well, premiere a video. I forgot to do it. Oh, thank you, Aggressive Hippie. Thanks for being here. Yeah, Kip Boga is awesome. I really appreciate him giving me shout-outs and such. Okay. And also, I mean, did we get a shout-out for Kip Boga? Shout-out, Kip Boga. He's probably streaming right now. Yeah, we've rated Kip Boga twice before. Okay, this. Need to update the description. So, here's the thing. Twitch has an automatic export feature. I can export directly from Twitch to YouTube. However, it doesn't have any of my upload defaults. So, like, it changes the category to gaming instead of science and tech, and then it doesn't have my default description. But, you know. Boga hey! We got a lot of Boga fam here, too, for sure. Oh, well, thank you, Sterner. Oh, he's not live. Very cool. Okay. This should go in the code reviews playlist. Right about there. Right there. And we're going to make it an instant premiere. I'm actually curious. So anybody that is subscribed on YouTube to me, let me know. Like, if you get a notification for this, and when you do, just throw it in the chat. I've heard about bagged milk, but I've never tried it. I don't think I have either. Actually, evaporated milk is a very interesting thing. We actually have like a bunch of it in our cabinet. It's amazing because if you're ever making mac and cheese but you don't have milk in the fridge, you can just is it evaporated or it's freeze dried? Literally milk in a bag. No, what's the milk that's like literally powder? Milk powder. Right? Powdered milk, that's it. It's amazing. You don't have to keep milk in the fridge. You just add water. It lasts forever. Yeah. No notification. That's fine. There are a lot of React fans in the chat. I wouldn't mind doing either. The thing is, RGB LED matrix, like, it's cool, you know? People will see that and click on the video because they're like, oh, RGB LEDs. Oh, you got the notification. Very good. You sent me a picture of bagged milk. Should I open it? Do you literally have bagged milk in your house, Milky Dev? Can I show this? What? Oh, it won! It won by 2 votes! Oh! It'll be fun. Well, we're gonna write some React. I'm so sad. What if, okay, how about this? How about a consolation? First of all, This is my stream, so I get to do what I want. But what if we create a React app to control the RGB LED? It won't be a CRUD app, but it will be React that, or it won't control it, but it will be a React pixel maker. Yes? Let's do one more poll. One more poll. What about a React pixel art maker / and so basically this pixel art maker, you can generate a chat message that you could send to control this, and we'll do that with React, or React CRUD, or RGB LED. Well, I mean, basically the pixel art maker would be we'll start with the pixel art maker because those people that voted on React, I don't know, we're gonna do a 1-minute poll. I mean, I guess this is very skewed because people that didn't vote on that, oh, Enzo, we'll see you. Thanks for being here. There we go. First vote, React CRUD. It could all run inside of Docker. Yeah. Wait, what do people want about bagged milk? Am I supposed to go buy some bagged milk? What am I doing? What? Why were people mentioning bagged milk? CRUD stands for create, read, update, delete. So, I mean, it's pretty much the majority of web development is CRUD. Come to Canada, it's a standard. Interesting. I feel like it's potentially less waste because you don't have a bottle. So yeah. Oh, you think so, Doc? Because you just mentioned the word hooks. Build it in everything. Okay, let's do it. We're gonna make a React pixel art maker. It's gonna be great. And Florin Pop, thank you very much for that 3-month resub. Another shout out for Florin. Crud. Here's the thing. You can please some of the people some of the time, all of the people some of the time, but you can't please all of the people all of the time. Florin Pop, 17. Shout out. D. Thompson gift. How many? Wait, what are you doing? 5 gifted. Thank you, D. Thompson. Much appreciated. Okay. So here's the thing. My viewer count I am actually looking at the viewer count. It increased. It increased when we changed to React Pixel Art Maker. Let me update my title. Bye. Are people leaving? See you later, Pedro. Are people leaving now? I'm good at pleasing none of the people all the time. I need to update. I need a block command for updating my title. But we're gonna update my title to be React Pixel Art Maker. Once we're done with that, if we have time, we're gonna do this. And it's probably broken because I just threw it, but this should be pretty easy, honestly, because we can use Johnny 5. It'll be great. It'll be great. Okay, what am I doing? This. Nerd face. React Pixel Art Maker. Building a... Oh, no. I'm not going to do the nerd face. I'm going to do... there's like an atom. This thing. That's the React. Cool. All right. Nerd face, React Pixel Art... I don't know. Also, I need to update my working on. How to get that emote window. Yeah. So on a Mac, it's... Hey, Murdoch. Thank you for the 100 bits. Why sad face? Hopefully you're doing okay, bud. Thank you for the 100 bits. On a Mac, if you press Command Control Space, that brings that up anywhere. On Windows, I believe it's Windows key period. And if you're on Ubuntu, I think GNOME has a emoji picker or something. I don't know about Linux. I don't know. Yeah. On a Mac, it's thank you for that. It's Windows key plus. Nice. Okay. Today. Building a pixel art maker with React. And then after that, we will control an RGB LED matrix with that. Supus with a $1 donation. Go buy yourself some powdered milk. Well, thank you. Thank you very much. And then right now, this is what we're doing. Okay. Should be fine. Great. Windows key plus. Oh, sorry. Windows key period, not plus period. Windows key period should do it. You zoomed into my face. Oh, there's an emoji one picker. Cool, cool. Coding Butter, thank you for the gifted subs. 5 gifted. You all are too kind. Come on, Coding Butter. Yeah, and shout out to Coding Butter. We rated them a while back. Their name was not Coding Butter at the time. I forget what it was. But it doesn't matter because they're Coding Butter now. But check them out. What were you last working on? Custom Twitch chat overlay. Nice. Very nice. Okay, let's do it, everyone. Let's write some codes. Let's make a directory called React Pixel Art. Do I have to put the name React in? I'm going to put the name React. Looks Pixel Art Maker. Oh, yeah. And really quick, if you want to set your country flag in the overlay, ! country followed by your 2-character country code. If you want to set the team, ! team by followed by the team name. If you do ! badges, it'll give you a link to the page that has all of the team names on it. That's all I will say about that, but you're welcome. You're welcome to set that stuff in my overlay. Okay, let's go into that. Oh, actually, do I need... No. We're going to use create React app. Never mind. Okay, and I'm going to... I guess if I use npx, it will always grab the latest, right? We're just going to install it globally. Create React app. All right, and then I should be able to do create React app, React Pixel Art Maker. Here we go. Use Docker for this app. For a completely front-end app, I do not see a purpose in using Docker. You technically can, but it really just slows down the development cycle because when your code changes, that has to go through, and then finally the container figures out that the code has changed, and then the process can restart. I don't know. What's up, Lagat and Bridge? Welcome to the show. Cool. All right, so now we have this React Pixel Art Maker thing, and we're just going to start it up. npm start. Anonymous, thank you for the gifted sub to Ashish Lamba. All right. Would I like to run on another port? Yes. So I have a lot of services running on my computer, so it's not going to default to 3000. So we should get a React app on port 3008. Very good. Very good. And npm over yarn. Yeah, I prefer npm just because, like, it's the default. I don't need to install anything extra. My audio just super changed. How's it now? Is it better? Is it better? It freaked out. Was it like a demon voice or something? It's good now. Okay. So I actually have a new microphone and a new microphone stand coming in the mail. Yeah. Life is overrated. Thank you very much for the 4-month resub. Very much appreciated. Yeah, people are freaking out. It was staticky. Okay. So I've got a whole new setup. So I've got a new USB audio interface coming. I've got a new microphone. I've got a new microphone stand. I'm gonna sound professional. It's about time that I upgrade it. This is a $30 microphone, and that $30 includes the shock mount and the boom arm and all that good stuff. And then that's plugged into just a regular plain old mixer via XLR, and then there's audio out from that into a USB audio interface. I sound great for $30. Nice. But I'm getting a consolidated USB audio interface and 10 input mixer to combine them all into one, and it has onboard compression. So, rip mixer. All right. The question was npm versus yarn. So, I just use yarn because it's the default. Oh, actually, did it? It used yarn to install dependencies. It did. Because look, there's a yarn lock. There's a yarn lock right there. I'm going to uninstall yarn. And I think I installed it that way. Yeah. Okay. So, and then remove yarn.lock. and then do a clean install here, which will generate a package.json. Oh, no, never mind. No, it won't. Compression? Richard Hendricks can help you with that. Audio compression. And it's more of a... I mean, I guess, is audio compression the same thing as compression in general? I guess so. Makes it tighter. Smaller. Yeah, well, okay. $30 microphone, $100 mixer, and $100 USB interface. So, I mean, technically, this setup right here cost about $230. But the new setup is probably double the price. But the thing is, I didn't buy all of this for streaming. I do music. I do music stuff. Doesn't Yarn download multiple dependencies at once? So the thing about Yarn, okay, let's talk about Yarn versus npm. So I'm using npm. Let's kill this and then restart it. When Yarn came out, let's talk about Yarn. Yarn package manager. When Yarn came out, it was the new hotness. So they did things in very awesome ways that npm probably should have been doing from the beginning. So Yarn is a package installer and manager just like npm. Both Yarn and npm pull their packages from npmjs.com by default. So this is the package registry where all of your dependencies will get downloaded from. Both Yarn and npm use that. You could technically choose a different one. But where Yarn was nice was they did module caching and potential like simultaneous downloads. So it was a lot faster to install dependencies and link them together and stuff like that. Yeah, and when Yarn came out, npm was not doing that. So Yarn was like so much faster than npm. Since then, and it's been a year, 2 years, I don't know, how long has Yarn been out? Yeah, and since then, npm has gradually updated itself and introduced a lot of the same features. So, which is why I just use npm. So, instead of having to use a separate one, the thing that perturbs me, or that annoys me about all of this, is the fact that I work with other devs that use Yarn, and because of that, every now and then they accidentally commit like a Yarn lock instead of using the package lock. It's a process. You can add Yarn lock to your git ignore so that way that the package lock becomes the source of truth instead of Yarn lock. I don't know. I just use npm. I just use npm. Yarn workspaces are nice. Yeah, npm doesn't provide that, but yeah. Right, so we need a variable that tells it which one to use regardless. Okay, we have a React app. Let's clean it up. I don't prefer Angular. No, I've built some things with Angular, but Angular is very involved. There's a lot. you got to use TypeScript. They structure things in a very specific way, all that good stuff. People always think they need to spend lots of money to get into streaming. A $50 USB SLR interface and a $20 to $30 mic can sound great. Yeah, well, the other thing is even like getting a Blue Yeti microphone. If you get the Blue Yeti, Snowball, it's like $50. It plugs in directly via USB. It's pretty good quality. Hey, we made it to 17,000 followers. Thank you, everyone. Okay, so we're going to clean up this React app. It comes with a bunch of stuff. I'm going to get rid of the service worker. We don't need that. I'm going to get rid of the tests because I'm not working right now. I'm going to get rid of the React logo. And I'm going to get rid of that test. I mean, basically, I probably should have just used parcel or something like that. We're going to delete all of the app styles. Actually, I'm just going to get rid of the app styles in general. I don't even know why I used create React app. We're just deleting everything anyways. And then get rid of the styles there. I go to work at about 10, so we got roughly an hour. Roughly an hour before I go to work. Okay, and then here, get rid of the service worker. And then inside of the app, we need to get rid of that logo. Yeah, so we're not bringing in the logo or the CSS. And then this is just going to say hello world with no class. Super basic. We have an app component that just says hello world. And then here we have that. Yeah, I shouldn't have even used create React app. Yeah. So there's probably a better way to do it, but now I'm actually just going to go in and uninstall all these testing dependencies and stuff like that. Because why? I don't know. This is what we do. We we get paid to install things, and then our job is done. Oh, thank you, Semluls or Swemluls. Let's get rid of all those testing libraries, and then we're done. We want an Angular string. I've done Angular before. If you search Coding Garden for Angular, probably like the third or fourth live stream I ever did was a intro to TypeScript and Angular. Awesome. Okay, I should be able to start it back up, and it should still work, but now we're going to get a super basic app. Super basic. Step 1, create React app. Step 2, uncreate React app. Regardless, it works. Awesome. Okay. I need, yeah, so I'll mention this. Like, why did I do all of this? Because React scripts hides the Webpack config. So you'll notice that I don't have a Webpack config here. React scripts hides the Webpack config, and it's all done behind the scenes for me. I don't have to worry about setting up bundling and minifying and all that good stuff. It just does all of that. And also it does, it has Babel and post CSS, and there's so much hidden behind this one package React scripts. That's why I use create React app. Okay, we've got our app. Let's think about how we're going to do this. I think like we need to create a grid first, right? Right. We'll create a grid, like a grid of cells, and then when we'll have some sort of color picker, and then when you click a cell, it will turn that cell that color. That's about it, right? Right? And greetings, Elenik from Poland. So let's do this. We need a grid component like this. A grid with we could use CSS grid, absolutely. This project seems strangely familiar. Tier 1. What? Yeah, I agree. Vue CLI service, I mean, it does a similar thing. It does sound cooler. I don't think we're going to use a CSS framework. I mean, technically, we could use CSS in JS. I don't know. Should we vote on it? Should we vote on what I should use? I hate all this voting. In React, there are a lot of different ways to do like component-specific styles, and so I like to use CSS in JS. People prefer other things. Use Tailwind. There's not enough styles in this app to use Tailwind. Oh, you did it in G School. Yeah, in Galvanize for sure. But I'm doing it with React. It's separate from or different from vanilla. Yeah, you could use CSS modules. You could do styled components. I was in the process of turning things on. I'm not okay. I have to draw the line at some point, and we're not going to vote on this. I'm just going to do it. We're going to use React.js. So basically what this allows you to do is it allows you to create CSS classes that are scoped to one specific module. And thank you, Let's Failure, for that focus mode. I'll go ahead and enable the focus mode. We'll get this installed, and we'll get my LED thing going. I could do inline styles. Yeah, and what's up, free debugs? Focus, start. 8 minutes. Here we go. All right. First of all, we're going to turn on our LEDs. That's here. No, that's here. Arduino. Fun. Okay. And here. Like that. Cool. So that should be listening. And then we need to start up our webcam preview so I can show you the LEDs. So this thing that I'm about to show you is very similar to what we will eventually do. Coding Butter with the tier 3 resub, who says, thanks for being an inspiration. Oh, you're very welcome. Coding Butter. Later. Okay. So this is sitting on my desk right now. It is an LED. Well, there's a shift register that is configured and plugged into 8 different LEDs. And this can actually be controlled from Twitch chat. So in the chat, you can send a message with an 8-bit number. Well, eight zeros and ones, basically. And it will turn on or off the corresponding LED. Yeah, just like that. So, and what we're going to do is something very similar, but instead of being as simple as an 8-bit LED, we're going to have a full-fledged RGB matrix. A star! Thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. Much appreciated. Yeah, so this is controlled by the chat. Oh, did it happen again? That's unfortunate. Bruh. It could be my noise gate. Let me look at my filters. Yeah, this is not good. I think my microphone should be in the mail today. Let's see. My mic seems to do it when I launch something with NPM. I do have a compressor on. What if I turn the compressor off? Hello? 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 Oh, that's too much. Hello? Hello? Check. Well, yeah, I turned my volume down. It should be okay now. Hopefully that's fine. Good. Better. Okay. Oh, that's too big. Good now. All right. It probably sounds a little bit different, but that's okay. So I'm going to throw this right there. You can control this with the Twitch chat. You can do !LED followed by 8 zeros or 1s, and then it will turn on the corresponding bit. Now, maybe not today, but we're going to build this pixel maker, and the result of it is it will output a string that we eventually will be able to send in the Twitch chat and then turn on the corresponding pixel on this thing, which will be similar to that, but better. Yeah, there's a lot of prior. I mean, like I said, you could buy a USB audio mic, and you would be fine. There's a lot of systems here. I've got microphone plugged into mixer plugged into audio interface plugged into computer, which is routed through OBS, which has filters in it. Like, yeah, it's a thing. Okay. Now we're in focus mode. We're gonna set up. We're gonna set up CSS and JS. I totally forgot. So, in React, there is no built-in way of doing. Or creating styles that are just specific to a component. You basically can only do global styles, like the way that CSS works. But libraries like this, there's also styled components, there's CSS modules, there are different ways of doing it. This is my preferred way of doing it, so we're going to set this up. So if I install React.js, that's going to let us create styles for my components. Where are we at? Here. CSS modules, yeah. So we're going to get React.js, and then what that allows us to do is create some styles and then use those in the component. So what I'm going to do is we're going to have our app. The app is going to have the grid on it. I think we're going to pass the state down to the grid, but possibly we could use the context API. I don't know. We got to build some stuff. But this is what React.js is going to allow me to do. So I do something like this, create use styles, and then I just close my editor. CSS modules are not built in. No. You can do inline styles, but that is not CSS modules. F for Firefox. Cool, but what that allows you to do is create something like this. So create use styles. Inside of this object, you can specify a CSS class. So let's just create a CSS class called app. And then I prefer to do this with JavaScript object notation. Well, with actual a JavaScript object. So I could do something like display flex width is 100%. And like height is 100%. Now, some of you are looking at this and like, I hate it. You're defining CSS like with JavaScript strings. I'll let you know that it's also possible to do something like this, but this is my preferred way of doing it, mainly because my code formatter, my linter, is exactly the same for my styles as it is my JavaScript, but that's just like my opinion, man. So if you don't like that, you could do something like this. You could use a template string, and then you can define it just like you would in CSS. Display flex width 100% and height 100%. It works in the same way. But you could technically install a plugin in VS Code that'll give you CSS syntax highlighting in this template string, but I don't like that. I like to do this. But what that now allows us to do is, there's no syntax highlighting. But you can install a plugin that gives you syntax highlighting. But now, if we actually want to use this, here's what we do. Inside of our component, we can say like styles, usually it's called classes, are equal to useStyle. So this is a hook that gives you access to a generated CSS class, and then you get access to it. So you could do classes, or you could say class name equals classes.app. And so behind the scenes, a CSS class gets generated with these properties in it, and a style sheet gets injected, and then now that applies to this. For now, let's just log or hello world hook. Yeah, these are React hooks. They let you have reusable things, or allow you to do things in a functional component that you would normally only be able to do like in a class component. Okay, with that, we should. It says hello world, great. But if we look at it in the DOM, we can see that it has this generated class name app021, and then we can see that this is the actual stuff that I specified. So this is not inline styles. It's not just like putting the style attribute on the element. It's actually generating a class and then allowing me to reuse that class. So yeah. Okay, great. We set up styles. I probably also want to do something like justify content center and align items center. And that should, yeah, it's centered there. But then I do actually want some top level styles. So if we take a look at our index.css, so these are global styles. These aren't going to be specific to a component. I could do things like, let's get rid of the default margin and padding on everything. So margin 0, padding 0, and do box sizing border box. And then my body could have a width of 100 view width and a height of 100 view height and overflow hidden. So that way, because the app, well, actually I think technically the app is inside of a root element. Let's see what happens. So if I do this, now our body takes up the full page, but then we have this parent element ID root that our app component is inside of. So I technically need to select root and then set that to 100% width and height as well. So I could do root width 100% height 100%. What's up, Kashan? 100%. And there we go. This beautifully centered hello world. Look at that. It's amazing. All right. What's up, Anders? Nice to see you just started. Don't have to watch the VOD. Yeah. I mean, just started is a relative term. But okay, so we've got our basic setup. Now I want a grid. And let's structure this app in a decent way. So I'm actually going to create a file, call it like app.styles.js, and that is where I'm going to move this. So instead of defining this in the file itself, we're going to move this up one to here. And then we're just going to default export this. So export default that, and then we'll bring it in. So we'll say import use styles from app.styles, like that. And so now it's a nice clean file. We bring in the styles from there. We define our styles over here. That's great. And then let's create a new folder. I didn't want to do that. Let's create a new folder for components. And then inside of there, we will have our grid.js. There is no JSS for Vue, which is why I don't like it. You could probably use React.js with Vue, and then use just put the generated styles on your data, and then do a class binding. Vue would let you do that. Regardless, okay. So we need a grid component. Every React component you create has to import React. Why not use JSX instead of JS? I just like JS. That's it. If I installed a linter, it would probably tell me, hey, call that JSX, but it's fine. My editor, Actually, I'm curious. If I do format document with prettier, yeah, it works. Okay, yeah, it's fine. We're gonna call it JS. I've done very little Flutter. Is fine. This is fine. Look at all these people. Mono and our mod and Infi. Put it in a file called JSX. No, we're gonna keep it there. Okay. Now I need a component, functional component for my grid. And this is just gonna return a nice little div. And then we're gonna define our styles. So we'll do something like import use styles from grid.styles, like that. We're gonna have our classes. That's equal to that. Oh, we'll see you, LapGod. Yeah, take care. And then we will create a class called grid. So let's do this. Classes.grid. Great. Now we need some styles. Like that. Let's just copy this. And then we have a class called grid. It's going to have a display grid. So we're creating this grid basically. So it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It has 8 columns. I got to look up the syntax for CSS grid, but I think we'll have like a default width of like, I don't know, 50% of the container. And that way it'll take up half the screen. And then for now, we'll just do outline 2 pixel solid black. So we should just see like a black square in the center of the screen. So there's that. That's great. We need to export this. Export that grid. And now this grid needs to be brought in here. Import grid from that components directory. My hair. What's up, Rish? Itobi, thank you for the 50 bits. Much appreciated. Okay, if we've done it correctly, we get a black square on the screen. Cool. So that's nice, I guess. I think we want it to be, it needs to be a square, right? So it can't be, I mean, what if we did like 50 view width for both the height and the width? Then it's always a square, no matter what. It'll probably be like, if we look on it on mobile, I mean, are people going to do this on mobile? I don't know. But there's our grid. I think it's fine. It's fine. This is fine. This is fine. Landscape mode? Did I just search Bing? How did that happen? How did I search Bing? I searched for GIF. Is this... this is fine. This is fine. Okay. 50 and 80 view width to get the right aspect ratio. It's fine. This is fine. Like I said, this is fine. This is fine. All right. I need to learn about CSS grid. CSS Tricks always has good articles on it. So let's see. So basically, I need 5 rows, and I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 8 columns. So, hey, Chad with the Z. This is fine. Thank you for that 4-month resub. So there's a really easy way to just say, like, I want 5 rows. Just Drunk Time Lord has it. Here we go. And that goes into grid template rows, right? Yeah, grid template rows. So basically what I want to say is this grid. So the display is grid. That's what makes it a grid layout. And then if you use grid template areas, that's going to let us do rows and columns, right? Oh, I see. No, 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 no. It's too repetitive for me to do that. But yeah, that you can name them, which is nice, but fine. But now if I do grid template rows, and I just set that to repeat one fraction 5 times, that's automatically going to take 50 view height and divide it into 5. And then if I do grid template columns, we basically want the same thing, but I want how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I want 8 columns. And that actually reminds me that this is not a perfect square. This is actually, we want to make a rectangle. A rectangle. So we could do, the height is 50 and then the width is 70, I guess. Yeah, so because I'm using JSS, it converts the camel casing into dash cased. 50, 80? Let's see. Okay. And then we can look at our grid. There's nothing inside of it. Basically, I need 5 times 8 cells. So we'll just generate those here, I guess. The mic is freaking out again? Oh, no. Oh, no, my friends. Check, check, check. Less bad. Okay. So we need 40 cells, basically. I'm just going to do a quick little thing right here just to get it showing up. And it's back. Smidge of overdrive. Check, check. How about now? How about now? You have to test by laughing maniacally. Yeah, it's possible. I think I might just have to turn down like that. It won't be as loud. But here. So, we're going to have an array of cells. So I'm also going to bring in use state right here. And then when the thing spins up, we'll call cells use state with an array of length 40, because we're going to have 40 cells. And then we're going to iterate over those cells. So cells.map. For each individual cell, we just want a little div, and that will have a class name of classes.cell, like that. And then we will create a cell class that just has the same outline. 2 pixel solid black. Ta-da! Fancy messages. And now we should be able to click on a cell and change the color. But why? So eventually, after we get this working, we're going to take the output string and you're going to be able to send it in chat to control a real RGB LED matrix with it. You got your 8x5 pixel art ready. Nice, nice. I guess it is double borders. You're right. You're right. What if I do border instead of outline? There we go. Now it's consistent. Is it happening again? That's so unfortunate. I think I'm going to try a different... Here, I'm going to try a different thing. Check, 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 check. This should sound roughly the same. Check, check. Check, 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 check. Roughly the same. I have another microphone coming in the mail. Check, check, check. Perfect. Okay. Sounds decent. Nice. All right, let's style this. So whenever I hover over a pixel, I want it to like get a little bit bigger. And also, whenever I hover over a pixel, I want the cursor to be a pointer. So now look at this. It makes me feel like I can click on that pixel. And then I guess the other thing we could do, and I'll show you that this is how you do that. Is it happening? Is it happening? It's possible. Fine for me. Okay, I'm gonna keep going. So, what I want to do is whenever we have hovered over a cell, whenever we have hovered over a cell, I want to scale it up so that it grows a little bit. So I'll just say transform scale of 1.2. And that should allow us to do... Oh, that's horrible. What the heck? Okay. Why does the outside border stay that way? This is fine. And then by default, well, here's the thing. By default, the background is white. So, yeah. The only thing is, like, this weird thing happening at the top. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check. Check, 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 check. Hello. Okay. Check. Hello. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. Hello? It's not that bad, honestly. Okay. Here's the thing. That should be fine. Sort of. Maybe. Check. Better. How's this? It's worse. It's worse. Check. Check, 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 check. Check, bumblebee, bumblebee, bumblebee. Check, check. Hello. Hello. Thank you, F4 LSD, for the 25%. This is fine. I have a theory, though. If I do this in Chrome, is it gonna have this weird border feature? Gerben, your birthday's tomorrow. Well, congrats. Look at this. It's a Firefox bug. This is Chrome, and it works just fine. Typical Firefox. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Now, we need a way to set a color on a pixel. And actually, I think this is a little bit too zoomed. Wait, is it happening again? 1.1. Should be fine. This is fine. Yeah, well, I'd probably just we'll use the default color picker. So there's our grid. We now need to say we now need to give the colors of a specific cell, right? This is fine. Transition all. Oh, I like that. Yeah, yeah. So it will let's do it. It will zoom in and out. 200 milliseconds? Linear. Comma. Transform will fix the Firefox issue? That's smooth. Look how smooth that is. I mean, honestly, I want it to be a little bit faster. 100 milliseconds. Okay, 2 is nice. All right, let's see in Firefox. No, look at it. I mean, so it's the border. Here's the thing. If I get rid of the border on the grid itself, I think that's going to fix it in Firefox. Like, if I get rid of that outline. Yeah, that's it. Sort of. Add a 1 pixel, border 1 pixel, add a gap. No, I don't want the cells to have a gap. This just looks weird in Firefox. Using CSS scale in Firefox keeps the original position. We're just going to test it in Chrome. This is not a production app that millions of users are going to use. This is just for us. This is for me and you, and this is fine. And even in Firefox, this is fine. I'm not going to worry about it. Make the inner borders half the width, or the outer ones doubled. that sort of fixes it. So that's Firefox. And then this is in Chrome. Okay. It doesn't matter. Let's get this thing working. At this point, we just have a grid on the screen. I want to click it, and I want it to turn into a color. So here's what we need. In app.js, right above the grid, we'll have some sort of color picker. Like this. And then the color picker will have something like on color change. And then we'll pass it into set current color, something like that. I don't know. We'll figure this out. It's a mighty fine grid. Yeah, it's a great grid. Frozen spray. Thank you for that focus mode. We're going to go into focus, and I'm going to make a color picker. It's going to be super basic. It's not going to be anything. I'm not going to change the world. Yeah, I'm going to definitely use state. Here we go. Yeah, all my things go to YouTube. Okay. Oh, actually, totally forgot. We're premiering a YouTube video, but everybody thinks I'm live over there. Everybody thinks I'm live. There are 53 people watching on YouTube. Okay, I need to set up my YouTube chatbot. That's hilarious. Okay, I mean, maybe I shouldn't send this message because they're actually watching. So I'm live on Twitch I'm live right now on Twitch to build. So here's the thing. The message limit on YouTube is 200 characters. So I have to be very careful. People dropping on YouTube. 136, that's not bad. Okay, so I am live right now on Twitch to build React Pixel Art Maker. This is fine. This is fine. Great. And then that should send a message in the chat. There, great. Prime diffusion? What? Okay. We need a color picker. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to create a component called colorpicker.js. We will import React from React. We'll have our color picker component like so. I think the color picker is literally just gonna be and check this out. So if I return an input type equals color, it's going to use the default color picker is supported like by the operating system, but we can change the background color to be the color that is selected, so it won't be that bad. Let's see what we get. Color picker is not defined, so we need to import color picker into app. That cool. So we get this thing. If we click it, we can choose. So this just uses the OS color picker, and that's fine with me. That's totally fine with me. So if we want like a green. No. Do that. And then do that. Cool. Yeah, and then we'll just style that box. The OS color picker looks bad on Windows. Well, I'm not going to install a JavaScript library color picker like that. I am not going to install it. I mean, I could, but I'm not going to because this is fine. And so here's what I need to do. So app is a flexbox. I need to do flex direction row. Sorry, column. So now the color picker is on top, and then we'll just style the color picker. So this is where you choose what color you want it to be. And then after you've chosen, when you click, it's going to turn that element to be that specific color. That's it. Actually, I mean, I am curious. So if I do, if we do an on-change handler here, what is the value? Is it hex? Let's see. It's hex. Look at that. Wow. Wow. Should use current target. All right, see you later, someone amazing. Thanks for being here. Is that Java? Yeah, we're writing JavaScript. That's what we do here. We're in React. I mean, is it JavaScript? It's React. Okay. First of all, let's style this input. We're going to give it a class of classes dot color picker input. Color picker is fine. We're going to create some of those classes that I talked about. So classes, use styles, and then we're going to create a separate file for them. So just like we have grid styles, we're going to have color picker styles. Click the cell first and then choose the color. Oh no, because if you choose a color, now you can just kind of like paint. You could paint. And so this is just going to have a color picker. Margin, 1 rem. Padding, 0. We might pass the background color in. I mean, it is setting the background color. We'll do width, we'll do like 100 by 100 pixels. Oh, I like that idea. Can't see your name. Rosarmo? We'll get there. Yeah, you could have like a history of colors. I'm not opposed to that. Okay. And then we need to bring in these styles here. Color picker styles, and then that should do something. It's not bad. That's too big though. We'll do like 50 by 50. We also set the outline to none and the border to none because it's technically just an input box. Yeah, look at that. Awesome. Let's give that a cursor of pointer. So that way people know that they can click on it. And then when they click on it, it just launches the color picker. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then now that I have a color, I want to click, and then I should turn that cell that color. That's literally it. This is our color picker. It's taken us an hour to get here, but this is we're about to do it. Actually, I'm gonna make the border. Yeah, and we'll set a default color too. I like that. Yeah, we're not gonna default to black. Let's make it happen. So this color picker needs some state. The color picker needs to know what is the current color that has been picked. So we're going to bring in use state from React to create some state. So we'll have like current color. Hey, the sloth with that Twitch Prime resub. Only for the wow emote. Nice, nice. And then we're also going to have set current color. And then we can default to, I don't know, coding garden green. So like use state. The to-do list I use in my videos. I mean, usually it's just markdown. That's the coding garden green. Thank you, Murdoch. How did you know? How'd you know? Cool. And then, I mean, technically, I believe you could pass in some props here. And then use those props in your styles. Let's do it that way. That's like the proper way to do it. Moshiko! Thank you for the $3. Just says, can we get to 7? Are we close? I have not been looking at the viewer count. Thank you all for being here. There's a lot of you. We've gotten 80 follows. I'm not going to be able to acknowledge all of those. Here's what we do. We pass in props to use styles. Let's look at CSS and JS to see how props work, or how you can pass in. I believe you can pass in an object and use them. Yeah. So pass in props there, and then that gets access to props. So check this out. So we're passing in current color to use styles, and then in our color picker styles, we give it a function. So we can say here that the background color is a function that gets the props and just returns props.currentColor, like that. And that should default to green, and it doesn't. All right, let me fix these errors, because we do have some errors in the console. So this is React in JavaScript. Oh yeah, we need a key. We need a key on the color, on this. Oh no, on the grid. Now, typically you shouldn't use the index as the key, but in this case, they never change order, so it's okay to use the index here. The color should be the oh, you're right. Then we don't even need it. We don't even need it in our styles. You're totally right. So actually over here, we can just do this. We set the value equal to current color. We'll get there. Give me 1 second. Value is current color, and then when the color changes, we do set current color to be the current color, like that. All right. Oh yeah, and so this syntax that you're looking at here is known as JSX. It's JavaScript in XML. Is that what it stands for? It's how we do React these days. I mean, it's how we've done React for most days, I guess. Prettier. There we go. That's what I want to see. So we have an input. Class name is color picker. Type is color. Value is equal to the current color, which gets updated. This is wrong. Event.target.value. So anytime we change the color, we set the current color. Should be fine. Should start off as green. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to take this as a prop. So right now this is internal state, but my app needs to tell the grid to set a cell to be a specific color. So I'm going to lift this state up. I'm going to take this state out of the color picker and move it into the app, and then I'll pass down the state and the function to update the state. So this goes here. Looks like React is more friendly compared to Angular. It's relative. You have to do a lot of stuff manually in React, whereas Angular does a lot for you. So now I've moved the state up to app, and I'm going to pass these down as props. So I'm just going to say color picker, you get a current color prop, and you also get a set current color prop as well. So I'm literally just passing those two things down, and then now inside of the color picker, instead of having state, we just get props that give us the current color and set current color. So now these are passed down from the parent, and we can use them. So it should still work, but now the app has access to the color, so that way it can use it to set a cell color. So awesome. So we have our color picker, we have our grid, and then I think technically I'm going to lift the state for the grid as well. So the grid has this array of cells, but each cell could be an object that has its current color. So I'm literally going to take these cells, and I'm going to move that up as well. So cells gets passed down as a prop to the grid, and that way the app has the ability to set the current color of a given cell. So we do this, and then like that. Should still work. Beautiful. But now, the moment of truth. When we click a cell, we need to set the color to be the current color. I mean, I guess actually, we could have set the state in there. I don't know. I think we want to pass down the current color to the grid as well. So that way the grid can set a specific cell to a color. How do we do this? Because basically, when we click a cell, we need to update its state. Now, I guess it would have made sense to keep the cells inside the grid. Should we keep the cells inside the grid? I think we're just going to keep the cells inside the grid. Never mind. I'm going back on what I just said. So the cells stay inside the grid. The grid just knows about what the current color is. That's all. Yeah, and like, yeah, we could go infinitely deeper. Like we could instead of just doing a little div here, that cell could be its own component, and it could have a prop that is, or it could have an internal state that is the whatever the current color is. But this is fine. This should be fine. We're also going to need to now set the cells because we're going to be updating an individual cell. And then we're no longer taking this in from props. Great. But when a cell is clicked on, we need to change that specific cell to be the current color. So we do want to take it in current color. So that way we know which color to paint the cell. Now, right now we have an array of undefined, array of length 40 that has nothing inside of it. But what I'm going to do is initialize it to be an array of objects that have a color property. So call this initial cells. And then this gets a little map function, which gets run on every single element. And we basically just want to return an object where the color is defaults to white. So by default, we get like just a white, a bunch of white cells. So that's that. Now, when we click on a div, we want to set that specific index to be the current color. So we need a click handler on the div. We'll say set cell. We'll say update cell. And we need to pass in this specific index because that's the cell that we want to change. Yeah, and you've probably seen me do this a lot on stream. The reason is if you do array.from, you will get an array by default of undefined values. If you do array and you pass in the length of the array, you're going to get a sparse array, meaning if you tried to map it, it would not iterate at all because there's no data inside of it. But this forces it to have some default data inside of it. Why white and not RGBA? I'm just going to use the value. I mean, technically what I would want to do is that, because the value is eventually going to be hex anyways. But I'm just going to use this property to set the background style. Array of hex should also be fine than an array of objects. You're not wrong, but we eventually maybe will have some other state. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. So if you wanted to fix that with array, you would have to say fill, which fills it with a value, whereas this kind of just does it all in one go. It creates, and then you can pass it this map function. Just type undefined 40 times. I am not opposed to it. I have done such things before. Should the initial state be black? No, I'm going to keep it to white. White. Okay. Well, technically it should be off. If we're thinking about it in terms of this, that cell should not have any color at all. Yeah. State. Off. And actually, for an RGB LED matrix, black is no color. Black is the absence of color. So that's a good call. That's a good call, actually. Well, here's the thing. If the state is off, we leave it white. Because I don't want it to... Exactly. That's why white is off when we are visualizing it. White means off, I think. Right? So just bear with me, because basically what I'm going to have is if the state is off, then turn it white. Otherwise, use the color itself. Okay. So on click update cell, we're gonna have a closure here. Everyone ready for a closure? Type 1 in the chat if you want to see a closure. 2. Nice, cool. So basically, what this means, and can I get some formatting real quick? Well, all right, that's good enough. Okay, so here's what's happening. Whenever we click this cell, we need to know the index of that cell. So you can see that I'm invoking this function update cell and I'm passing in the index. However, on click needs a reference to an event handler function. So what we're doing is we've created this closure which will close over the value 1 and return a function which is our event handler. So that way inside of the function we have access to that value, and it's going to be unique for everyone. So okay. Inside of update cell, we actually need to do set cells. And in React, our state is immutable. So if we want to change it, we need to make a copy of it. So we could do cells.map. And then, yeah, we're going to get each cell and each index. And basically what we need to do inside of this map is if, and so this is the cell index. If the cell index is equal to I, set to current color. Otherwise, no change, meaning we just return the cell itself. So we're going to create a new array of cells where any cell that hasn't changed is the exact same object, and any cell that has changed is a new object. So if we need to do that, we just need to return an object where state is on. Well, actually, we'll toggle it. So if state was off, then we turn it on, and then the color is going to be current color. Let's just do that. We're not going to do toggling just yet. That should do it. That's great. What's up, Guns Blazing? Thanks for being here. So when we click a cell, create a new array of cells where that specific cell has the state of on and the current color. Yeah, you're right. This absolutely should be a Boolean. Thank you, Shot in the Dark. And actually, we'll just have this as, instead of state, we'll just have on. So we'll have on true, and then on false by default. Cool. So now we need to actually use those colors on the div itself. So we could do that right here. So we can actually just, I'm going to do an inline style binding. That's it. Inline style binding. So if I do a style, and then that's equal to an object where the background is equal to a ternary. So if cell, and actually now we get access to each individual cell instead of ignoring it. So if cell is on, then we want cell.color. Otherwise, we want white, like that. Nice. Okay, that's a little bit easier to see. So we have this array of cells. It's an array of objects. Each object has a color property that defaults to black. And the main reason we have that is because eventually we need to output this, output that to use on this RGB LED matrix, and black means no color. So it's kind of reversed. But now, yeah, and so it's off. And so by default, everything will be white. And then when we click a cell, it should have a color. It's going to work. Is this going to work first try? Nice. Look at me. First try. I have cube. I have cube. Nice. Can we get some first try emotes? What is that, like a Space Invader? I don't know. And it should resize. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, we could also do like on mouse over, and then on mouse move if mouse is down, because then yeah, first try. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna make it all green. That's fine. What if I press on the green again? Does it stay? Oh, right. Yeah, right now it stays green. We need to add the code that would toggle the state. But I kind of got to go to work. Yeah, so let's test the color picker for sure. This should work. So if I set a different color, now I should be able to change it to that color. Look at that. Oh, actually, you know what I should do? I should do a glider. Can we customize the border color or remove it now. Oh, like the you don't like the black border color? No work, just stream. It is very Christmassy. Let's make it yellowish. Yeah, in Conway's Game of Life, this... No. What is a glider? What does a glider look like? I always forget. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Or does it? Like that. Is that a glider? No. Opposite. Yeah, we need an undo. Now we could have like a state of actions and then like undo or redo them. Yeah, they're like slightly different greens. Yeah, no, it does. Okay, that's a glider. Okay. I think, okay, what if we right click on a cell? Can we pick that color of the cell so we don't have to search for the exact color every time? So you want to right click it. I mean, here's the thing. We could make like a color palette creator. So, and actually somebody had this idea earlier. So every time we choose a color, we actually have a history of color. Let's do that. I think one of the last things I'll do is I'll have a history of colors. And then, so those will all appear like right below it. Like let's say the last 5 colors that you've picked will appear here. And then if you want to instantly choose one of those last 5 colors, you just click on it and that becomes the current color. Swatches. Yeah, we're creating a swatch. What's up, Mal? JSS is one thing that some people use for styles. Now, here's the thing. Material UI. Material UI is one of the most popular, if not the most popular, UI framework for React. And they use CSS and JS. So, would you say that the most popular library using something is a best practice? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe you hate the way they're doing things. But they are a large project that uses CSS and JS. Can my hardware display any color? Pretty much. Yeah. So this is I mean, you might not be able to tell the difference between them, but what game is this? What's up, Brain Dead Tank? Yeah. JSS creates the style object in every render. No, it doesn't. The things get cached. So I'll show you. Do this. Let me see what you got. Nice. The contents of a GIF. Oh, it is it's a sewer pipe from Mario, right? It's a pipe. That's so cool. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do because I do have to go to work. So I gotta get things done. So the very last thing I will do, it's Flappy Bird. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a history of colors picked. This isn't work? I mean, no, this is fun. We only have fun here. Oh, right click to clear a color. Beautiful. Beautiful idea. Okay. Let's just do that really quick. So, on click. On right click. On secondary click. I guess we could check it inside of here. We could look at the event. And we could see, like, is it the right button? Something like that. How do we check if it's a right click? On mouse down, yeah. On context menu? Hey. Clear cell with I. Actually, got a even better idea. We're gonna reuse our update cell, but we're gonna pass in the state that we want to give it. So we'll say like state, and actually we can use that default value. So we could take this, which is the off cell. So off cell is equal to an object where on is false and the color is black. Now we can pass in this here, and then in our update cell function we'll say if off cell has a value, or if the the cell value has a value, then we'll return that instead. So here, and then something like default state. Like that. Should just work. It should just work. So we can click it, we can right click it. Nice. I guess if I want to actually if I don't want this to pop up, I believe if I prevent default, the context menu won't pop up. Yeah. So check it. I can click it. I can right click it. So you can't tell, but I'm right clicking it, and that actually, because I prevented the default action, the menu doesn't pop up, which is nice. Cool. All right. Last thing is a history of colors that we have picked. So we'll have something like this: color history, and set color history. And this is just going to be an array of colors, like that. Check it. And then whenever we choose a color, we need to push it into the color history. So right now, we're directly passing in set current color. Well, thank you for the follows. That was quick. You all clicked it at the same time. But we're directly passing in this function to set state. But we kind of need a wrapper function, so that way we don't set the state directly. We first push it into our history and then set the state. So let's do something like this, like on set color gets access to the color, and then now I'll actually do this on set color, and I'm going to rename it to on set color. So in the color picker, instead of set current color, we're going to just call it on set color. Cool. So that calls it, which is great. But now we can call set current color with that color, easy. But what we'll also do is we'll push this into the array of color history. So we'll say set color history. This needs to be color history dot. We want to make a copy of the array of only the last 5 values. So I guess we could use slice, right? Returns a section of the array. So slice from 1 to 6. We want the last 5. We want the last 4 values. So we'll do from 1 to 5. We're going to get rid of the one that's at the beginning, and then we're going to concat color onto it. So this should create a new array of length 5 that has that color on it. But if it was less than length 5, everything else will still just be there? No. That's what we want. Cybersonic has it. Slice -5. Grab the last 4 values. Let's see if it works. And then what we need to do is we need to show all of the colors below the color picker. Gamepad API support. But I like this color picker class though. I kind of want to reuse this. Well, the issue into space, like, that would work. That would absolutely work. But we only want to keep the last 5, which is why I'm doing slice. We could keep all of it. I guess I don't see a reason why not doing that. But I like this style. I want to reuse this style. No, I don't. We'll create a new one. So right here, I'm just going to map over the color history. So color history dot map. We get each color, and then we want a nice little div where it has a class name of color history or color swatch. Color swatch, like that. And then we'll also pass in the background color. Background is the color itself. It's literally a string. Great. And then the key is the color itself. All right. Should be slice -4. We'll figure it out. If anything, this will be the one thing that's not first tried used. You can only use pink and green in the trial edition. Okay. So that should show all of the colors. We need a color swatch class to style it nicely. So let's do this. It's going to be very similar to the color picker, but it's going to be half the size. Like so. It's going to be 25 pixels. Great. And we also want a color swatch container. And that is just a flex box that will show all of the color swatches side by side. Display flex, flex direction row. That should be fine. That should be fine. The pros of hooks against class components. Less code, potentially easier to reason about, but though that is it's questionable. It depends on the developer. Yeah, and then we just need a little div. Not a big div. A little div. No. A little div. And this is going to be our color swatch container. Color swatch container. Pros for hooks, everything. Pros for class components. It really depends. I don't know. It's easier to create like individual state variables, right? Whereas with class components, you have one big state object, and you typically have to copy that object and modify properties on it. Whereas here, you have individual state items. Use callback is the way we could do lifecycle things. So with use callback, use effect. And use effect allows us to create something like a component did mount function. But you can define a dependency array, whereas like with class components, component did update is always going to get called, and you have to do your check to see if the things change that you cared about changing. I don't know. There's probably more to that, but yeah, okay. Nothing's happening. Okay. So we're doing set color history. Let's actually log what the color history is going to be. New colors is going to be that. Oh, you're right. Oh, no. I never picked a color because it's the default color. Okay, so there's that. You're right. Okay. So there's that. But if I pick the same color twice, it's going to appear in my history twice. We probably should prevent people from doing that. Look at this. So because this change handler gets called so often, it just keeps adding onto the history array. Because basically every time I slightly move the thing, it does it. So actually, I don't want to do it whenever we set the color. I want to do it whenever we use the color. Ship it. Because I could spend. I don't think debouncing is the fix, because I could spend a while kind of just like searching for the color I want, and then once I've found it, I need to actually use it, and then once I've used it, then I put it in the history. Yeah. What's up, Conrad? On close of the palette. I don't know if I have access to that. But grid should be after using it. Yeah, and the thing is, we only know when it's used is when update cell gets called. Yeah, but only the first time you use it. This is getting tricky. This is getting very tricky. So, well, I mean, technically, if we did move the cells into the parent, we could just get all the unique colors of the cells. Maybe that makes sense. Like, instead of having a history, it's just all of the current colors that you've used. Right? Both. I think we're going to take cells and set cells and move it into the parent. And so app is going to get our initial cells. Cool. And then we also need to move initial cells. Here. And I'm just going to duplicate this code for now because I can. Because I'm me. This is my show. I can write the code that I want. So we've done that. Okay, great. We move the state up. We need to pass down cells and set cells into grid for now. Set cells. Great. Awesome. Now, our color history is actually, it's kind of just a computed property. What's up, Jan? Welcome to the show. We don't really need to keep track of it in an array anymore. It just needs to be all the colors, all the unique colors in the thing. Make it possible to shift-click a cell to make that cell's color the current color. Then your history is the entire... Oh, well, I'm going to make it the entire grid right now. That's the plan. Okay. What that means is we no longer need onset color. We'll just pass that in. That's fine, because we renamed it earlier. We don't need the color history. We basically just need to find the unique values. Now, this would be the perfect time for a memoized state value, because what I want to do is I want to get all of the cells that are on and grab their color and then only show the unique ones. So what I want to do is I'll say cells.filter. I mean, we could use a reduce. We'll use a reduce. We'll use a filter and a map, because that's what most people would do. But just know, that's 2 iterations instead of 1. I'm going to use a set, but I got to filter it first, because I only want the ones that are on. So we get each cell, and I want it where cell.on is true. And then from there, I need to map it to get the color, because it is an object. So that's going to give us the cell, and then we want cell.color. And then I only want the unique ones. So we're going to put it into a set, which should only show me the unique ones. Like that. But then I need it to be an array so I can map it, so I'm going to spread it into an array. Okay. This should work. First try. Click it. Yeah. So now it's not going to show it more than once because it's the same color. And I can choose a color all day long. And then when I use it, it shows up in the recently used. Great. This seems like a lot of work not to be memoized. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But here's the thing. I know so many React developers that would not memoize this. And also I know so many React developers that don't know what use memo is. Here's the plug for Vue.js. Vue.js has computed properties. They're beautiful. They work wonderfully. But we're going to memoize this. Memoize. So let's call this, we'll call it color swatch. And then we'll say const color swatch equals to use memo. Should auto import it. And then we just return that thing. But we also define a dependency array. Color watch. I mean, so this memoized function is dependent on the cells. So this should only ever rerun if cells change. So yeah, so this should be color swatch. You all got me. Thanks for having my back with my typos. Okay. This is it, right? This is it. It works. And then we can choose like a red. We can click around. We can choose like this blue, and we can click around. Beautiful. Now, last thing is I want to be able to click on my color swatch and then set that to be the current color. Memoization. Yeah. I wonder if looping over a 40 element set is really slower than the overhead of memoizing it. Who's to say? Who's to say? Yeah, we could lower the gap too. Right now there's 1 rem of margin, so we'll do 0.5. Okay. And then when we click a swatch, we want to set the current color. That's basically it. On click. Set current color with that color. That should do it. All right. Look at this beautiful thing. We can now change the color of that ugly yellow We'll get like a red in there. Get like a nice blue. Great. But now, watch. Now I have this beautiful color palette where I can click it, and it sets the current color. It also goes by, like, I guess recently used or something like that. So that's fun. That's a pretty usable experience, right? Usable. It is usable. People can use it. The palette changed order. Is that intended? Yeah, I mean, we're turning it into a set. We're not like keeping the order in any way. Yeah, like if we wanted to keep it in the same order, we would need to like sort by hex color or something like that. Oh, here's the other interesting thing. If I get rid of, let's get rid of all the reds. If I get rid of all the reds, then it actually disappears from my history. Yeah, if I get rid of the greens. It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's basically like what is currently being used. Sort by rainbow or hue value. I don't know. I'm done. I have to go to work. No, so the way you turn something off as transparent is you right click it. So if you click it and then you right click it, it turns it off. A button to clear the board. Here's the thing. I'm going to push it to GitHub and you all can make pull requests to your heart's content. I think the last thing I'm going to do, technically we could have another memoized function, is I want to output a hex, I want to output a string that represents all of the colors, because eventually this is how we'll allow you to set this in Twitch chat based on what you drew there. But that'll be next time. But you do another memo, like chat string. And this is whenever the cells change, we'll say cells.map. Want to grab each cell's color and replace the hashtag or the pound symbol with nothing, and then join it all together. Yeah, one giant hex stream. No, it's going to be joined together on commas. This is what I'm thinking. Let's see how long this string is. But let's see. Use meme. Look at that. Use meme. This is also dependent on the cells. Okay, so we need to grab each color, get rid of the hash, join it together on a comma. Should be fine. Use new lines. Yeah, I probably should format this in some way. So we do something like this, and then that, and then that. It's pretty nice. Use new memes. Okay. Now, chat string. We're just going to output at the bottom, right below the grid. P tag with our chat string. And basically, this is what you would copy and paste into the chat to control the grid. Though, we need to get ourselves a sans serif font family. Cell.color.replace is not a function. Cell.color is a thing, isn't it? Map the cells. A cell has a color palette. Hey, Rocks, thank you for that Twitch Prime sub. I mean, technically we could just do slice one. Cells, initial cells, they all have a color. Did I spell replace wrong? $279 max length, assuming I did the math right. Well, that's unfortunate. Because the max length thing is... Oh, no! The max length of a Twitch chat message is 500 characters, isn't it? Oh, join after the map. You're right. When you're right, you're right. That goes there. Then we do that. Nice. Cool. We need to wrap it. We'll give this a class. When you're right, you're right. Chat string. it'll probably be something like exclamation mark RGB followed by that. I don't know. Hey, not Blue Beast, you missed the whole thing. I'm done streaming now. Max width 50%. And font family is mono. Mono space. Cool. And then, is it like text wrap? Nope. Nope. Can we use a JSON object where the keys are the cell position and stringify it instead of a simple string? Yeah, absolutely. Like there'll be different other ways to set it. Word wrap. Break word. Overflow wrap. I like that. Nope. Word wrap. Break word. There we go. Okay. So, does this work as a chat message? Hi. It does. So, that's one way to do it. So, eventually, what we'll be able to do is you'll be able to go to this page, draw yourself some art, and you can see that the string down here is changing. So, draw yourself some arts. Hi. And then you can then take this, paste it in the chat, and it will change this to be the thing. Hi. Eventually. We're not there yet. Did anybody have fun today? Can you type 1 in the chat if you had fun? That was a process. What is? Oh, this is an RGB LED matrix. So we're gonna plug this into an Arduino, and then we're gonna send a signal to it to change a specific RGB value. I will say, shout out to is it Laboratory 424? Yeah, Laboratory 424. He has a similar thing on his stream, but it's big. He has a thing that's like this big, and you can send a Twitch chat message that changes this thing. Look at that. You can Alka has written some things that allow people to send like entire like emotes, like render emotes onto the thing. But this is a gigantic matrix. Ours is tiny. We have an 8x5 matrix that we're gonna use. But definitely check out Laboratory 424. He does cool stuff. If I buy a domain on Namecheap, can I use it on my React app hosted on Versal? Yep, that is a thing you can do. How are you going to keep the drawings kid-friendly? You have to be... Maybe we'll make it a subscriber-only perk. I don't know. All right, I have to go. Thank you all for hanging out with me. This was super fun. Yeah, let's get those raid messages ready. I think did we raid Begin Bot yesterday or Monday? I don't usually raid the same person twice. We'll see. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. We had a ton of new people here today. 129 follows. That's crazy. Thank you all. I'm sorry that I can't acknowledge each and every one of you, but I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. The next stream is planned for Friday. It's very likely that we'll either work on Entropy Chat or the Inventory app on Friday, but this is my show, so we're going to do whatever we want. But it's likely that we're going to be working on those two things. If you are new here, in the chat, you can do !FAQ. That leads to the frequently asked questions. This talks about probably a lot of questions you have about what was just happening just now. There's a link to my YouTube, answers to personal questions and tech preferences and all that good stuff. So check that out as well. We're changing code katas to be every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks. But yeah, you get those raid messages ready. If you're a sub, this is your raid message. This top one right here. Like so. And if you're not a sub, this is your raid message, which is equally as good. We'll do Clash of Code at some point too. We'll figure it out. We'll get stuff done. I don't know. I mean, does it really matter what we do? We're kind of just here to hang out, aren't we? Aren't we? Right? Right. Okay, that's about it. Thank you all again for being here. I appreciate you. And tune in Friday. So wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And until next time, here is this.